Title: Life of Luxury to Steel Cage. Fresh insights from 4,000 pages into Epstein's last days in the Mayhem post. TLDR. An ocean of over 4,000 pages of documents has been let loose, giving us a stark look at the last days of Jeffrey Epstein, the financier-turned-felon, and the messy aftermath of his death. The man, who once painted the town red, was found with hands over his ears in his Manhattan cell, plagued by a toilet that wouldn't quit. This mega revelation goes beyond Epstein, shedding light on the gaping shortcomings of the Bureau of Prisons, right from staffing crisis to the careless attitude of employees. Yet, what's stunning is the wave of hush-hush and confusion that washed over Epstein's death. Are we missing something, or is it all just one big messy ball of yarn? So, there was Jeffrey Epstein, once the toast of the high society, now a figure stripped of luxury, confined within a dreary, steel cage. Epstein's hands clasped over his ears, desperate to block out a toilet that was giving its own performance of eternal running. Sleep eluded him and frustration etched onto him. Calling himself a coward, he bemoaned the drastic change of scenery, from lavish mansions to a suffocating cell. Now, here's the irony of the situation. Epstein, a man bearing the marks of a recent suicide attempt, asserted his zest for life. He called it a wonderful life and stated, with what could only be a pinch of gallows humor, that he would have to be crazy to end it. Yet, fast forward to August 10, 2019, and Epstein was no more. The deep dive into the psyche of Epstein and the happenings of his jail time isn't just a time machine back into a tragic past, but also a flashlight beaming on some grave issues at the Bureau of Prisons. These documents whisper of staffing shortages and instances of employee negligence. It's no longer just about one man's tragic end, but the system that was supposedly his watchdog. What's the cherry on top of this messy cake? The silent treatment following Epstein's death. Amid the turmoil and pressing questions, information was as elusive as a needle in a haystack. One prosecutor involved in Epstein's case voiced his disbelief at the scarcity of data, calling it frankly unbelievable. But here's where we need to ask ourselves, does this revelation mend or muddle the narrative? After wading through a sea of conspiracy theories surrounding Epstein's death, these documents should bring some closure, right? Or do they fling open more doors to uncharted rooms of questions and doubts? So, dear readers, here's a thought to chew on. In this maze of truth, conjecture, and uncertainty, what do you think really went down? And what does this tell us about the institutions we trust to dispense justice? Let's get this discussion rolling. Remember folks, this isn't advice or recommendations, just a deep dive into a perplexing turn of events. Stay curious, stay questioning. Disclaimer, this content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, medical advice, or any form of recommendations.